Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. So I just wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about this event right here, this Behold support memory boost. I've seen a lot of thoughts of people. People generally seem positive about this event. I guess it hasn't really moved the needle too much, right? Like, I haven't seen people, like, complaining about it. I probably haven't seen people, like, overly praising it or anything like that. I guess sort of besides me. But I actually think this turned out pretty good. Because when we saw that you could only use free-to-play characters in here, certainly I think that does kind of raise a little bit of an eyebrow, but I think that the format that they gave this stage 1 right here was actually pretty good. So the first stage was just like it's super easy, right? The mission for the first stage was just use Vegeta family characters anyway, which are the characters that are boosted, right? So Vegeta family characters perform very well in here. But, I mean, really what was more tough is if you're going to try and combo some of these, right? Like, the 3 Earthling characters in the Super Stage, beating it within 7 turns on the Super Stage, and then no support items. Those are the missions that certainly were actually a little bit more challenging, right? Now, the fact that you can only use free-to-play characters, I would say is a good thing if they're going to create content this tough, right? Now, I am in the event itself, because you know what's actually funny about this is we're only able to use, free-to-play characters here, but it is a little bit different. Prime Battle events, right, you could only get characters who were drops. So, it's like you can't use this character, for example, in Prime Battle events. You can't use this character in Prime Battle events. So, they just went through, and they did a pretty good job of adding some, really, like, helpful characters, like, 1000 Day Goku right here. Now, a lot of the login cards are not available, right? So, like, if we go to Universal Survival Saga, and then we go STR, like, the 6th anniversary login UI Goku is not here. He actually could be good, because he's a dodging character, right? What about, Pink Shirt Vegeta is not here. So, none of the, like, the Global vs. JP characters are here, huh? So here we're in Android/Cell Saga, and the Perfect Cell and then Hercule are not here. Yeah, okay. Okay, they are not available here. So it's like not every single, sort of like the definition of a free-to-play character is actually in here. Oh, what about the World Tournament characters? Are not. They do not count. Interesting. Okay. Again, it's like, when I was first initially doing the event, I was at the same time, trying to like beat it and stuff like that. I wasn't like looking so far in depth to see specifically which free-to-play characters were here and which were not. It is funny. They do count the free-to-play LRs from World Tournament, right? So Jackie Chun, Demon King Piccolo, right? Now, what about... But they don't count the actual World Tournament cards. Let me just go Pure Saiyan and Int. Yeah, they don't. That's so interesting to me. They count the World Tournament LRs, but not the reward cards. The reward cards, all of the World Tournament reward cards, don't count. That is relevant for, say, this character right here, the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. He, I think, would be a fairly effective unit if we were actually going to be utilizing him in here. So that is interesting. But I think giving players incentive to grind more of the free-to-play characters is probably a good thing. I certainly know that Dokkan has been battling, right, with, a lot of players to actually grind up some of these free-to-play characters because they have begun tying them towards, like, the tickets, for, like, the 77 unit multi during these anniversaries and stuff like that. Nowadays, they are tying the missions to get those tickets heavily towards getting the free-to-play characters. But if these free-to-play characters, you grind them up, and it's like, say we use one of the anniversaries as an example, and, one of the anniversary free-to-play characters is here that you must have on the team, right? So, the free-to-play characters, you have to grind them up to get, like, you know, one of these ticket summons during the anniversary. And then you're also going to use them for the reward that we get here, which is buffing the support memories, right? And I mean, everyone is unanimous in that this buffed Bulma support memory. Oh, they don't have the buff here. Okay, so I've got the second one pulled up. The buff that they gave it is really crazy, right? Like, you look at this effect, it's really good. This is something that could really help players. So I think that, you know, on top of it being a challenge event, that certainly was challenging. I would say challenging but fun, right? Because again, it's balanced around free-to-play units. So it's not like people can't do it. I like an event where we go in and we fail a couple of times before we beat it. That's good, right? It's much better than just, I think, just like steamrolling everything, right? So we get a good reward, right? And, you know, free-to-play characters now, I think one reason, I had this pulled up, but like I realized that we can't look at free-to-play characters just from Shouting Limits, so let me just get rid of this. You look at the recent free-to-play units they dropped here. Now, I think that these characters, like, almost sort of saved the Golden Week celebration for me. I think that the Dead Week was pretty bad. It's just like a simple matter of moving the burst mode on the Legendary Goku event and then like the mission from the GT Legendary Goku event just 1 week earlier, and people, I think, would look at the celebration very favorably. But I like, if I tweeted, wow, this was the best Golden Week celebration we've ever had, I'm telling y'all, people would be like, oh my god, the Bandai Cub Guzzler again. Even though, like, if you match it up with these other previous celebrations, it does compare pretty favorably, right? The one thing is, you know, maybe we could have had a final EZA this week, because Golden Week last year did have 2 major character EZAs, STR Ultimate Gohan, and then LR Physical Cell. But, I mean, these free-to-play characters these guys are very good, right? Like, Jackie Chun, this Yamcha, and this Tech Bulma, like, these are, like, red zone level characters very easily, right? Bulma, I mean, provided that her ability is up, is incredibly tanky. And remember, the way hers works, this is not like, you know, 23rd World Tournament Goku, right? Where, you know, the turn starts and you have a coin flip. You know, either he's guarding or he's not. With Bulma, it activates per attack. So, you know, every single attack that comes in, you know, and once Bulma's damage reduction activates, it's up for the rest of the turn. So that can be pretty good, right? Yamcha is a character that could be guarding while supporting. I wonder, are the buffs for these characters, these are all Earthling characters, by the way, which is one of the missions right here, right? Earthling characters. So I wonder if the existence of this event means they are going to give us really strong free-to-play characters, which I think does matter. I mean, especially when we're looking at these teams that these characters are on, right? Look at this. Dragon Ball Seekers, Peppy Gals, Youth, Dragon Ball Saga Earthlings. Dude, these teams could use this. This is very helpful. This really matters. Creating these level of free-to-play characters that could help weaker teams. And, you know, maybe people would care more if it's like, you know, some sort of Vegeta or something like that. But, I mean, they could give us a Vegeta with this same kit. Like, I don't know. I think we should get a Super Saiyan Vegeta from the fight against Android 19, but he should be at Dokkan Fest, right? We've had so many Majin Vegetas. Maybe like a Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, right? Or like a, you know, base form Angel Vegeta or something. Yeah, I think a base form Angel Vegeta with this same kit right here would kick ass. Like the Vegeta family team, Majin Buu Saga team. Like, there's setups that they could buff with that. And then let's just run with that. A base form Angel Vegeta, you know, maybe from like the Kid Buu fight, right? And then, you know, so they could drop him. He could help some of those teams out. We'll just give him the same kit as Bulma. And then simultaneously, they could give us a new stage for which support memory could this be? I guess we don't really have one from like the Kid Buu arc, huh? No, we really don't. I guess the furthest along, it would maybe have to be this Vegeta's Pride one. I suppose this is the only Buu Saga support memory. Yeah, that's crazy. We only have, well, I get Videl's Secret Thoughts as well. Okay. Those are the ones. So like, we'll choose the Majin Vegeta one as an example, right? So it like who exactly shows up in this animation? Is Supreme Kai in this? I believe he is, right? So we see Babidi right here. Of course, you know, Majin Vegeta sort of doing like his whole pride thing. Does it show like Goku and Supreme Kai and the others right here? Because if we look at the way they designed the stage sort of around the support memory, no, that's pretty much, it's just Vegeta and Babidi. Okay. But if we look at the way they designed this, right, you know, kind of like Earthlings and stuff like that, and Pure Saiyan, and like these characters who are sort of involved. So maybe we could get a stage 2, right, which would be based around Vegeta's pride, would be the support memory. And then maybe, you know, Vegeta family characters, and then like corroded body and mind characters or something like that. But it's like, so they'd give us this mission, right? They'd give us a really good free-to-play character to help in the event, and at the same time, we buff a support memory, potentially making it very good. Now, this support memory is really not that crazy. 2 turns, 1 key, 10% attack and defense, not the craziest ever. It's decent. I think you could actually get value out of this because of the fact that it's for, you know, corroded body and mind, one of the worst categories in the game. But they can make this even stronger. I don't know. What could they buff us to? 2 key and 20% attack and defense? Remember, I do think that a lot of people underestimate these buffs, right? Like these numbers, it's not just like a minuscule little 10% attack and defense. Like these are essentially like active skill buffs, right? So it's like you are getting a huge, juicy amount of stats from these. So the fact that now during some of these celebrations, like they could throw one of these stages at us. If you notice, Dokkan, they really are sort of like creating some level of content that it's like, maybe it's not the most, I don't know, intensive budget-wise or effort-wise, but could allow them to actually give us a bunch of stuff, right? Now, I guess if they're to do stage 2 here, like they do have to create the stage, you know, put the enemies in it, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you know, buffing support memories, you know, I had fun using the upgraded Curious Destiny a couple of times. This is why I do think when people say EZAs aren't content, they're just full of shit. Like out front, like just point blank period. Because, you know, unless you just don't enjoy the game at all, you know, like, let's use Dokkan Fest Piccolo, right? Their most recent, you know, powerful main EZA character. You EZA him, and then you want to test him out. Like, okay, like, let's see what he can do now that he's EZA'd. And the thing about an EZA compared to, you know, LR Bulma, who is a summonable character, you have to use Dragon Stones to get him. But Bulma is a character that's, or excuse me, Piccolo is a character, you know, who came out in 2019. It's a July of 2019 Dokkan Fest. So chances that players would have at least 1 copy of Piccolo are decent. And then he gets an EZA, and then all of a sudden he's as good as characters right now. So EZA absolutely is content, and I think it's good content. I'm not talking about actually grinding up the event. I'm talking about once you have the completed EZA character, you want to then use them. Now, this is a little bit of a similar concept. Obviously, this is not as good as like an EZA character, but essentially EZAing these support memories, this is fun. I like this quite a bit. And I look at now, you know, I could look at some of these support memories and look at this at a bit of a different way, right? Like imagining doing some of these stages in this, right? You know, being able to utilize some of these free-to-play characters and stuff like that would be fun. So like, you know, this bra shopping one right here, maybe we use, you know, I don't know, Vegeta family, Pure Saiyan, or Hybrid Saiyan characters in this. Oh, you know, there is one type of character I want to check. Let's just go to Vegeta family again, and let's go tech. Yeah, he's not here. I was looking for the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. So the Baba Shop Incredible Gem characters are not here. Well, wait a minute. That's not completely true, though, because LR Vegito Blue is available. And he's essentially a Baba Shop Incredible Gem character. What about, like, that Goku? Yeah, he is here. What about the Tech Piccolo? Namekian is right here. He's not here. It's very, like, some characters are here and some are not. Remember that there's kind of like a trio of characters. The AGL Super Saiyan Goku, which was there. Tech Piccolo, who's not. What about STR Gohan? Is also not here. Yeah, it is. It's a little random. Like, you know, Vegito Blue is essentially an Incredible Gem character, but the other Incredible Gem characters are not here. What about, like, Android 13? Is there? And again, he's one of those Incredible Gem characters. What about Cooler? AGL Cooler is there. Yeah, I don't really understand why some characters are here and some aren't. What about the Int Super Saiyan 2 Gohan? Is not here. Yeah, it does seem a tad random. Because, like, here, you know, I'm in-game. Let's back up. Let's back up. Let's head over to the Papa Shop, and I can show you guys what I mean, right? Like, some of the Incredible Gem characters are in there and some aren't. I don't like that. Like, now that I'm examining a little deeper, it's like I'm seeing some holes. I would much rather, like, make it very concrete to understand, right? So either, like, the Prime Battle events, we certainly could have gotten, you know, like, they could have included all free-to-play characters, but at least it was very obvious, right? If the character could drop from an event. Like, it's, like, uniform. Like, we know what we're looking for. But here, they did just kind of, like, randomly grab characters, right? Because, like, that Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta wasn't in there. This Gohan was not in there. But that Cooler was in there, right? Android 13 was in there. Like, some of these characters weren't in there. Some were. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, I suppose they could always update it and add those characters at some point, right? Or maybe it is just a simple mistake. There have been many times before in the past where, you know, Dokkan has kind of fixed minor little mistakes like that. But I like this event. I think it was challenging. I think it promotes, you know, a little bit more, like, maybe people want to actually get some of these free-to-play characters to help them in these stages. I like what they're doing with the kind of buffing of support memories. This is good. But, I mean, it helps that I am someone who has always liked support memories anyway. I always thought that support memories were rather fun, right? Like, the whole animation and stuff like that. And now I'm looking at these and I'm thinking, like, oh, okay. So this one right here, so we could use, like, you know, movie bosses, characters, and then, you know, we'd use, like, Pure Saiyans or something like that. Like these could be fun. I look forward to these stages. I'm going to be very excited when, you know, the next time in the news we see that we're going to get another stage added to this. That's going to kick ass. I'm really going to like that. So let me know what you guys think of this. Again, I haven't really seen too many people's takes on it. So I'd love to see if people like this or think it's ass and stuff like that. But to me, this seems like a positive sign of things to come. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all next time.